What's up, beautiful people? What's up? How y'all doing? Happy Sunday. Today is March the 7th and it is about 4:24 p.m. So I wanted to jump on really quick, really quick, okay? Because I got stuff to do. And I'm in the spa, so it's a little different background, but I'm in the spa today. And I wanted to jump on here because I've been meaning to make this video right here forever, like for at least like 2 weeks or whatever. It's just really been on my spirit to like talk about it, you know, let's just talk about it. And what I want to talk about today is to just do it. And I know it sounds so cliche and so like, okay girl, yeah, that's easy to say, you know, easier said than done for sure, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes we psych ourselves out, and when I say we, I mean me too, sis. Like, we are each other. Social media and like social platforms just make it seem like things that people are doing are so like far-fetched and unattainable, and they're truly not. That person literally just did it. They decided to do something and they kept making many steps towards what they wanted to do until they did what they said they were going to do. So two things. One, I love reading like autobiographies and like people's life story and just like hearing like the successful people in the world and like how they got there. So one of my really favorite books, or one of my most recent favorite books, is a book by Will Smith. And I read this book when it first came out, and I've read it twice since. So I've read it 3 times. And I listen to my books on Audible, so I'm not like reading them, but I'm listening to them like as I'm commuting back and forth. One thing that sticks out to me, and it's just like revelation every time I hear it, is if anybody's read the book, if not, spoiler alert, he talks about how when he was a kid, his dad told him and his brother that they were gonna like build this wall. And as a kid, he thought that what his dad was saying was just so crazy. Like, what you mean I'm about to build this wall? I can't build a wall. Like, he had all of this doubt, or it's gonna take forever to build this wall. And his dad, he said his dad said, you know, don't worry about building the wall. Worry about laying the next brick as perfect as you can, right? And I felt like that was so like, because I feel like as we decide like this is where we want to go, or we point ourselves in the direction that we want to be in, it seems like it's such a large task to do. But what if we just take one step towards the task? Take one step towards the thing. That's how I say, just do it. If you want to start a business, girl, sis, just do it. Start with giving yourself a timeline, making a timeline, saying, hey, I'm gonna make a business plan. I'm gonna give myself 2 weeks to write this business plan. Give yourself 2 weeks and move on. And that's how I like just do it. Is once, if I feel really scary about something, I will put a deadline on myself and I will have to do it. Just recently, I wanted to reach out to an influencer here in the city just to kind of network and see like, you know, hey, I'm here. And I have been saying it for like 3 weeks, like, oh, I want to reach out, I'm gonna reach out. I was talking to one of my mentors and I was like, hey, I want to reach out. My mentor was like, just do it, just do it. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Y'all, I crafted the email. Crafted the email, spent like 45 minutes crafting like this beautiful, and it's not even an email, it's like an IG message. And so that's my mentor. She was like, okay, yeah, that looks good, it's perfect, just send it over. Y'all, it took me a whole nother like week to send it. And it was just in that moment, I was like, girl, just do it. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Either they're gonna say, yes, absolutely, I'm more than happy to help. Or they're gonna say, hey, no, I can't help, but did you think about this person over here? Did you think about this person over there? Or they're gonna say no. And if they say no, then guess what? It costs you nothing and you're in the same place that you were before you asked. As opposed to if they say, yeah, you have a little bit more knowledge, you have another resource, you have another connection. So just do it, y'all. Like, it sounds easier than, no, it is as easy as it sounds. Just do it. Go for it, start a business, go to school, get the advanced degree, buy the house, apply for the job. We shooting our shots all 2024. We are just doing it. Another thing that came to my mind when I was thinking about doing this video, like I told you, it's been on me for some time. And I was thinking about it and I was like, I was at one of my cousin's house and my nephew was in the yard. And my nephew is my cousin's child, so he's really not my nephew, just for clarification. But he's 4 and he's short. and there are like these big kids that's playing hide and seek, and he's 4, and they're like maybe school age, like 5 to 7 years old, but they're like running around, and he is so eager to get down to go play with them. And we're so fearful for him, because we're like, no, don't get hurt, don't run too fast, watch out, be careful, this. And in that moment, I told myself, and I had to tell my cousin, like, just let him go. Like, if he falls down and scrapes his knee, okay, that's fine. He's gonna live. He's gonna be like, we're right here. Like, there's not too much that can happen. And I feel like in that moment, it was like, okay, girl, you saying that to that, to that young child, but you need to be saying that to yourself. Okay, go do it. Go do it. If you fall down, if you scrape your knee, if you fail, guess what? What's the worst that can happen? One of my other friends, and I know I'm kind of rambling, but follow me. One of my other friends, he once said, he has 2 children, he's married with 2 children, and he once said that he's never going to limit his 2 children from doing what they want to do, because if the worst that can happen is the inevitable, which is they die, something tragic happens to them, then that we are gonna do that. And I thought that was so profound. Like, he's not going to like put fear, because I think like as the adult in that situation with my young nephew, he was not fearful at all, and I was the one that's like, oh my gosh. Me and his mom was like, oh no, don't go out there with the big kids, don't run, don't get dirty. And you don't want to do that. And I feel like it kind of translates to adult life, and you're just like, no, life gets dirty, you get hurt, you may fall, you may skin your knee, but if the worst thing that happens is that you fail and you skinned your knee, girl, you winning. You're doing something that you said you wanted to do. And I have to remind myself all the time, like, in business gets stressful, life gets stressful, and I have to remind myself, okay, so today, if the worst thing that happens is I only had 1 client, tomorrow we're gonna try to have 2, and then we're gonna try to have 3, and then we're gonna keep building and building and building. Like, I think that it's not that difficult. Like, I think too much about it. So I wanted to come on here. Again, very brief, girl, very brief. I have an event to do tonight, but very brief. Last thing. This has also been on me, and I'm just like, girl, just do it. Like, what's happening? So I went to a networking event some time ago, and this is when I first got into networking or whatever. And anybody that knows my background knows, like, I went to a HBCU for my undergrad and my master's degree, and then I went to a PWI for my doctoral degree. And it was so weird, because when I was at HBCU, like, I definitely understood that I was a Black woman, and I understood the power that I had to be a Black woman in the spaces that I was in. But when I went to Duke, I appreciated being a Black woman, if that makes any sense. Like, I wore Blackness with a sense of pride, when I didn't necessarily have to do that in my old environments, because we were all Black. Like, it wasn't like that was a distinguishing factor between us. And so Duke showed me, like, okay, yeah, you're a Black woman out here, and you're making waves in your own right, and stand in that. And I say all of that to say that I am very secure with who I am as a Black woman, and I'm leaning into that. I am trying to lean into, okay, this is who I am, this is who I present myself to be. So I say all of that to say, I was at a networking event some time ago when I first got into networking or whatever. And again, I'm a Black woman, and as a Black woman, I look for representation. I need to see that you are representing not just Black people, but all people. I need to see that. I need to see that your panel is diverse. Your topics are diverse. Is this impacting all of us? And so I was quickly frustrated in the fact that I felt like that it was not. Some of the language was not culturally sensitive. Ultimately, I felt really kind of like disrespected. And I didn't know what to do with those feelings, but I knew I didn't like to feel like that. And I knew that if I felt like that, somebody else felt like that. And so I was talking to one of my colleagues, and she's just amazing. And I was like, I feel some type of way. And she was like, okay. And I was like, I'm gonna have an event of my own. And this is like the just do it, right? I was like, I'm just, and I didn't like it. And I mean, how hard can it be? Y'all, I sat on it for like 3 months. I was like, I'm gonna do it. And you know, your anger and you like fired up about it and you, as a matter of fact. And I sat on it for like 3 months and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. In a month's time, I secured the location. I secured some like speakers to do like some IG lives to kind of promote the event. And I'm now having an event. And I'm super excited about it. It's just because I just did it. I wanted to do it. I went for it and I did it. If you need me to encourage you some more, leave a comment down below, girl. I can encourage you all day. This is what I'm here for, okay? Just to encourage you to just do it. What's the worst that can happen? So if you like content like this, I know this is short, sweet, kind of all over the place, but it's just been on me. So that's why I wanted to just jump on here and just tell you just to do it, okay? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you like content like this, and I'll see you in the next video.